We've got a jam-packed show coming up with some information on Nancy Hungerford, recalls how the Natchez Children's Home provided stability for children in need, and Kennedy Drake reports on the fire system. And don't go anywhere because Karlie Herdon will be here with something you don't want to miss.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online. Sponsorship comes from American Graphics. Located at 8 Commercial Warehouse Drive in Hattiesburg, American Graphics provides custom screen printing and embroidery. They can be reached by phone at 601-602-2277, and the website is goamericangraphics.com. American Graphics, printing at its finest.
Welcome back to Southern Miss Today. Let's kick things off with on-campus news. Southern Miss is gearing up to celebrate Homecoming Week, October 20th through the 25th, with the theme, There's No Place Like Home, coming. The week will feature campus traditions, parades, and alum events leading up to Saturday's football game at The Rock. Students, faculty, and alum are invited to join the celebration, celebrating Golden Eagle Pride. A Southern Miss theater student is making waves from Hattiesburg to Hollywood after their short film earned multiple awards and was selected for major film festivals in Los Angeles. The project highlights the students' storytelling talent and the strength of the Southern Miss Arts program on national stage. The Roy Howard Community Journalism Center at Southern Miss will co-host a statewide journalism workshop this month. The event will bring together students, educators, and professionals to strengthen reporting skills, promote ethical storytelling, and highlight the importance of local journalism across Mississippi. The University of Southern Mississippi has received a grant from the National Science Foundation to advance ethical research practices. The funding will support programs that help faculty and students address real-world ethical challenges in scientific research, strengthening integrity and accountability across the university's research community. In Hattiesburg news, Forest General Hospital is gearing up for its annual Fuel to Fight 5K walk. Supporting local cancer patients, the event kicks off at 7:30 a.m. this Saturday, October 18th, bringing the community together to raise awareness and celebrate survivorship. Proceeds will benefit the Forest General Cancer Center, helping to provide care and resources for those fighting against cancer. Hattiesburg third grader Baron Bear Miller has published a children's book called The Adventures of Something. The young author's debut showcases imagination and creativity beyond his years, inspiring other children in the community to dream big and share their own stories. The Hattiesburg Police Academy has opened its application window for new recruits, highlighting a mother-son duo continuing a family legacy in law enforcement. Academy officials say the program provides rigorous training and prepares candidates to serve and protect the community with professionalism and dedication. A pedestrian has died after being struck by a train in Hattiesburg. Authorities say the incident remains under investigations, and officials are urging residents to exercise caution near railroad tracks while the scene is being cleared. The Laurel School District has suspended tailgating and canceled the Homecoming Street Jam. Citing safety concerns, officials say the decisions were made to protect students and the community, emphasizing that lives are far more valuable than traditional celebrations. In Mississippi news, at least 9 people have died across Mississippi following 5 separate shootings this past weekend. Law enforcement agencies are investigating each incident, and officials are urging the public to report any information that could help solve these cases. Authorities in Mississippi have identified human remains found recently as a missing man from St. Clair County. Investigators continue to examine the circumstances surrounding his death and are working to notify family members while completing their investigation. Mississippi residents are being warned about scams in which callers or messengers pose as State Department of Revenue. Officials say scammers are attempting to steal personal information and money and they urge anyone receiving suspicious texts or calls to delete them and report the activities to authorities. Mississippi drivers are being warned to stay alert as deer activity increases with the arrival of fall. Wildlife officials say the cooler weather and mating season brings more deer onto roadways, especially during early mornings and evening hours, making collisions more likely. In national news, Instagram is rolling out new measures aimed at safeguarding teens by limiting users under 18 to PG-13 content. The platform says the change will restrict exposure to mature posts, videos, and advertisements as a part of broader efforts to make social media safer for younger users. The government shutdown has now stretched into double digits. The House Speaker, Mike Johnson, is warning it may become the longest in U.S. history. All right, here's your pop culture scoop. Taylor Swift's new album, The Life of a Showgirl, is breaking records just days after its release, selling over 3 million copies in the first week. Swift also announced a concert film and a docu-series coming to Disney Plus this December. Lady Gaga's gothic single, The Dead Dance, is gaining attention with its Tim Burton-directed video and recent feature on Netflix's Wednesday Season 2. And in Paris, Beyoncé and Miley Cyrus surprised fans with a debut during a live show, creating one of the year's biggest pop music moments. That's your pop culture scoop. Before we wrap things up, here's a little inspiration to take with you today. All of our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. Walt Disney. And that was our news update for today. You're tuned into Southern Miss Radio, and we'll be back in just a minute with sports and weather. But first, a quick word from our sponsor.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online.
Look through your children's eyes to see the true magic of a forest. It's a storybook world for them. You look and see a tree. They see the wrinkled face of a wizard with arms outstretched to the sky. They see treasure in pebbles. They see a windy path that could lead to adventure. And they see you, their fearless guide through this fascinating world.
Find a forest near you and start exploring at discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
All right, Golden Eagles, here's your Southern Miss sports scoop. Southern Miss football pulled off a thrilling 38-35 victory over Georgia Southern on Thursday, improving to 4-2 on the season and 2-0 in the Sun Belt play. Southern Miss football is back on the road this weekend. This Saturday, October 18th, the Golden Eagles travel to Lafayette to face Louisiana. Kickoff is set for 4 p.m. Don't miss the action as Southern Miss looks to soar another victory. In women's volleyball, Southern Miss bounces back with a 3-1 over Louisiana on October 11th, keeping the momentum strong in the Sun Belt play. To keep up with all the Golden Eagles activities, head over to southernmiss.com. Golden Eagles, if you're headed out, here's the weather you need to know. Today's looking mostly sunny with highs near 86 and lows around 58. Light winds and bright skies. Sun's out, skies are clear. Ideal day to step outside, and yes, maybe even touch some grass. Up next, we have Nancy Hungerford recalls how the Natchez Children's Homes provided stability for children in need. Check it out.
This is Mississippi Moments, produced by the Center for Oral History and Cultural Heritage at the University of Southern Mississippi and supported by the Mississippi Humanities Council. I'm Bill Ellison. In Mississippi alone, there are thousands of children in foster care due to abuse and neglect. Nancy Hungerford recalls how the Natchez Children's Home provided stability for kids in need.
There are over 3,000 children in the state of Mississippi as we speak who are not living with their families of origin. Now, they may have been placed with a relative, they may have been placed in a state foster home, they may be in a group residential facility such as ours, but that's a pretty high number of youngsters that are not living at home. And the residential facilities that I am in touch with work off of each other a great deal. There's a lot of referral. If my beds are full, we are licensed to care for 16 children round the clock here. In addition to that, we have a foster care program of our own. It's not state care, it's Natchez Children's Home Care, but it's licensed by the state. Children that need to get out of the residential setting, have been here long enough, need to get into a family, and it's evident at that point they cannot be returned to their families of origin, we will place them in foster care.
To learn more, subscribe to the Mississippi Moments podcast or visit cohch.org. Mississippi Moments is supported by the Mississippi Humanities Council. The humanities are for everyone.
Coming up, we have a special guest you don't want to miss. That was Nancy Hungerford.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mr. Sippy Beverages. Mr. Sippy Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mr. Sippy Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mr. Sippy Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online. Sponsorship comes from Furniture Direct, with locations in Hattiesburg, Laurel, and Columbia. Are you looking for a deal? Lots of styles on a good value? You can find them on Facebook at Furniture Direct Hattiesburg for the latest specials and promotions. Or you can shop anytime at FurnitureDirectNow.com. You can see why Furniture Direct is your furniture destination.
Let's welcome Karlie Herdon to the show. Hey Karlie, how you doing today?
Doing well. How are you?
Living the dream. Can you tell us a bit about yourself?
Yeah, I am the curator of the deGrummond Children's Literature Collection. I'm also an alum of USM. Did a PhD in English literature here and an MLIS in, a Master in Library and Information Science. But I'm originally from Virginia. I'm very happy to be here, Southern Miss.
What is the deGrummond Children's Literature Collection?
Yeah, the deGrummond is a collection of both books and original materials from people who've written or illustrated children's literature. It also contains books of scholarship on children's literature. We even have really odd things like some games and some strange dolls from over the years. So it's a really unique collection of materials.
What inspired the beginning of the collection?
So the collection's named after its creator and founder, Lena Y. deGrummond, and she came here in 1966 to teach library and information science. And she realized her students didn't have a chance to see all the work that goes into making a children's book. So she started writing to authors and illustrators and saying, hey, if you're done with all the stuff that goes into making these books, just, mail it to us. If you've thrown it in your trash can, mail us the trash can. We'll dig it out. And people answered. Yeah.
What makes this collection unique compared to other literary archives in the country?
It's one of very few children's collections, and it's maybe one of, I'd say, 2 or 3 that have both a large number of books and a large number of manuscript collections. I know there's the Curlin collection that also has similar materials, and the Baldwin in Florida has a few manuscript collections, but other places focus on one or the other.
What is a manuscript?
Oh, that's a great question. For us, that can include, we say manuscript, but it really means any of the materials that go into making a book. So it can be your draft of the text, it can be your drafts of illustrations. We also, it's technically a manuscript is not lettered between you and your agent, but we include that in those collections. Yeah.
How large is the collection today, and what kinds of materials does it include?
Yeah, so the deGrummond is kind of 2 parts, and one part is our catalog materials, things that you could have bought at one point or another. So that's going to be books, toys, games, puppets, and we've got about 250,000 items on that side of things. On the other side is our manuscript collection, and we are almost at about 1,500 authors and illustrators represented in that collection. Yeah.
That is insane. Who are some of the most well-known authors or illustrators represented in the collection?
Yeah, one that I love to name is John Green. Yeah. Yeah, if you're a big John Green fan, we've got Looking for Alaska manuscripts, oh gosh, I've blanked on all his other titles. The Fault in Our Stars, and he will actually be here in April to give a talk again. Yeah.
That is so exciting.
So we've got John Green, we've got Madeline Langle, who wrote A Wrinkle in Time. So we have her manuscripts. We have the creators of Curious George. All of their work is here. Also, the person who wrote The Snowy Day, Ezra Jack Keats, his papers are here. We have so many, but those are a few of the big names people recognize.
How does the collection support academic research, especially in children's literature or illustration?
We do offer a few fellowships. So we were able to bring some researchers in to spend time actually here physically going through the collection. We also, I would say a couple times a week we get questions from researchers on or off campus asking about materials and looking for things to help do their research in children's literature. Yeah.
How has the collection evolved over the decades?
Oh, it's just grown and grown. It actually started off in Cook Library, and when it was in Cook Library, it was still small, and it was sort of out where you could just grab stuff. So now, once we realize, the treasures that we have, everything is behind lock and key. It's kept in archival quality containers. It's kept out of the light. We keep the temperature and humidity carefully controlled. But I'd say overall it has just grown. That's the way it has changed.
What role has the collection played in preserving the history of American and international children's literature?
I'd say less of an international role, but we do have some international collections. Particularly our Kate Greenaway collection is a British illustrator from the 19th century. And but in preserving more American or American by default, some folks who immigrated to America, we've preserved the creation, all the materials that went into creating, for example, Curious George, and his creators were German, but they moved to America. And, having all those things and seeing how production changed over the years and how trends in children's literature changed over the years, and even representing culture as it's reflected in children's literature. That's all right there in the deGrummond collection.
How does the collection engage with children book creators, educators, or the publishing community?
How do we engage? For one thing, we have a couple of awards that we co-administer. So we have the Ezra Jack Keats Award, which is an award for new picture book creators. So we bring them to campus, we get to meet them. We also have recently been bringing them to the Mississippi Book Festival. It's just such a joy to chat with them and get to know them, because they're new to the field, but they're so excited and they're so talented. We also co-administer the Giverny Science Picture Book Award. So that lets us interact with some folks who are making more nonfiction. And we have our Children's Book Festival every April, which brings in such greats as like John Green. And this year we'll have, John will be back, but also our medallion recipient will be Meg Medina, who was the young people's, spokesperson for literature for a few years. So we try to keep in touch with all the great things happening in the children's lit world.
Can you talk about the upcoming events that revolve around the original Curious George writings?
Sure. Actually brought my notes with me because we've got a lot going on. So this all started because the family of the creators of Curious George, they planned to come to USM in 2020, but we all know what happened in 2020. So I feel very lucky that we've been able to reschedule that for them to come and have a sort of family reunion in town this October. And so 21 members of the Rayersbach family, when H.A. and Margaret Ray moved to America, they shortened their name to Ray. But their family will be here. And that inspired us to create a lot of events that revolve around both the Rays and Curious George. So the first thing we'll have is a gallery or an exhibition downtown in Prospect Gallery. And that's going to be some works by the Rays. So we'll see Curious George, but we'll also see some other pieces of their work. And that's happening October 23rd, 24th, and 25th. And on that Saturday, the 25th, also in Prospect Gallery, there's going to be a children's program featuring story time from someone from our theater department. It's going to come give a wonderful story time, a yellow hat craft, and Curious George himself will be there to give out hugs and high fives. And then, let's see, on Monday, October 27th, really excited about this. We are having, we're hosting the very first public performance of a new musical called Ray of Light. And it's based on the lives of H.A. and Margaret Ray. And all of a good deal of the research that went into that happened here at the deGrummond. So the creators are coming down to visit us from Canada, and we're putting on this play. And then on Tuesday, October 28th, we are going to have a special screening of a documentary called Monkey Business, The Adventures of Curious George's Creators, and that will be followed by a Q&A with Ellen Ruffin, Curator Emerita of the deGrummond, as well as Louise Borden, who wrote the book, The Journey That Saved Curious George. We're also having another exhibition here on campus, so if you missed the one downtown because it's homecoming, you can still come see cool Curious George stuff. And that will be up, what did we say, October 24th through December 15th. And if you want to come see the exhibit and have a chat with me, we'll have a coffee and cookies with the curator on Wednesday, October 29th that morning. So a lot of stuff going on.
Are there any other events coming up that aren't related with the Curious George or that are also commonly held?
So the book festival is something we hold every spring. This year we'll have it in April. I say this year. 2026, it will be in April. 2027, we're going to try it out in March, see what happens. But it's a 3-day children's book festival with really wonderful keynote speakers, great workshops for librarians and teachers and scholars of children's literature. And we're hoping to follow that with a Creative Writers and Illustrators Day. We've done that for the last 2 years, but we're working out the details on that.
Lastly, what is your favorite part about working with the deGrummond collection?
It's okay. Getting to meet the donors or the people who have inherited materials and want to donate them to us has been just really rewarding. It's strange. So many authors and illustrators' own children don't want to keep their stuff. Like, it always surprises me. And so many people say, "Oh, my kids don't want this. Do you want it?" I'm like, "Yes, absolutely, I want it." So it's so nice to meet them and hear about their process and their career, and just see how those materials evolved and let them know that we're going to take care of them. Yeah.
That is so amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Karlie, for joining us today and sharing your voice with our Eagles. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Coming up next, we have a news wrap from Kennedy Drake, reports on the new fire system. Check it out.
The Hattiesburg Fire Department will implement a new alert system to enhance firefighters' safety and well-being.
Currently, all of the fire stations are notified together, causing wake-ups and excessive excitement for calls that maybe are only needing 2 or 3 people at a time.
This new system will notify each fire station independently. It will alert only the stations needed for each emergency call. The alert system will reduce unnecessary disruptions and allow firefighters to rest, something that Assistant Chief Carr says is important based off of professional studies.
The studies have shown that the constant awakening is detrimental to your health, and therefore this system will eliminate some of that unnecessary waking.
The project is funded by the Forest County Emergency Management and will cost more than $97,000. Spencer Taylor, Station 1 B Shift Captain, says waking up multiple times at night can leave firefighters sleep deprived.
Just your cortisol levels, your blood pressure, all the stress levels that inherently are on the body that you may not know. Hopefully with these studies and everything that's shown, it's going to help kind of alleviate some of that.
Assistant Fire Chief Chris Carr says the new alert system won't affect how quickly firefighters respond, but it will help protect their health over time.
It's not going to have any effect on the ability of the fire department to provide services, and the public will not notice a decrease in services or personnel on their call.
The new alert system is expected to be installed by the end of the year. Fire officials say it's another step toward improving both firefighter health and performance while maintaining quality service for Hattiesburg residents. Kennedy Drake, WUSM.
Thanks for listening to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. Big thanks to Seb, our audio engineer, Carl, our assistant producer, and Daniel, our video producer, for keeping this bird flying. A special thank you to our program director, Adeline Fields, and our general manager, Dr. Martin. We appreciate everything you do. I'm Sam Romeo signing off. Don't just get through the day, make it count, keep shining, and don't forget to be someone. Y'all have a blessed day.